Hello and welcome, my name is BetaRho, and this is Introducing the Gods. Today we look at Bakasura, the Hindu Great Devourer. As you can tell by his title, Bakasura is not actually a god. In fact, he's about as far removed from a god as can be. He is a demon, one that devoured entire towns of humans. Eventually, to satiate his hunger, the town he lived near began sending him carts of food each day. But he was eventually defeated by Bhima, a legend who had an appetite to match Bakasura's, but the strength to end his feasting. In-game, you may not realize that Bakasura is a character with an appetite. He's a sprightly-looking character who is tagged as a melee fighter. His stats are in line with other gods in this category, with a focus on physical power and attack speed. Bakasura's passive is Insatiable Hunger, a passive that clearly illustrates how you should build the character. It increases your attack speed 4% for each enemy you kill, for a max of 5 stacks. It lasts 10 seconds. His first ability is Takedown, which is his leap. In addition to dealing damage, it also reduces the damage done by an enemy by 30% for 3 seconds. It does a base of 100 damage, increasing by 60 each level, and adds 60% of your physical power. It has a flat 12-second cooldown, and I buy it third and level it third. Bakasura's second ability is Eat Minion, an ability that does what it says on the tin. When cast, Bakasura eats a minion, which can include enemy minions and jungle camp minions. The smaller minions can be eaten at any level of health, but the buff-holding minions have to be below 33% health. Eating a minion heals Bakasura and increases his move speed. It heals for a base of 70, increasing 50 each level, and adds 100% of your physical power. The speed buff is a base of 15%, increasing by 5 each level, and lasts for 5 seconds. It has a reducing cooldown from 15 to 11, and I unlock it first and level it second. His third ability is a somewhat controversial Butcher Blades. It passively grants Bakasura physical power, starting at 10 at level 1, increasing 5 each level. Upon activation, it adds true damage to Bakasura's basic attack, adding 10 damage at level 1, increasing by 15 each level. This activated effect lasts for 6 seconds. For those unfamiliar with the term, true damage is exactly what it sounds like. A raw damage amount unaffected by protections. It has a flat 14-second cooldown, and I purchase it second and level it first. Bakasura's ultimate ability is Regurgitate, an ability that has a few different elements. When cast, he vomits into the field, which slows any enemy that walks through it by a base of 15%, increasing by 5 each level. For 6 seconds after casting the ultimate, his basic attack damages in a cone instead of the usual direct hit needed, giving increased range. And lastly, any minion that he has eaten with his second ability will also be in the Regurgitation, and will fight alongside Bakasura for 6 seconds. You can have a maximum of 6 minions. It has a flat 90-second cooldown. Bakasura, as you can tell by his passive and active abilities, thrives on the left mouse button. However, for all that power, he remains one of the easier gods to kill in the game, so any good build should focus around items that both add damage and up your survivability. My first item is the Warrior Tabi, and because Bakasura is one of the best junglers in the game, a Hand of the Gods. But before I level up my Tabi, I rush a Heartseeker to begin getting stacks as early as possible. After finishing my boots, I next grab a Soul Eater, granting health and lifesteal in addition to attack speed. My next item is the classic Frostbound Hammer, adding health and damage, but with that all-important applied slow. Next is Kin's Blades, again granting health, power, and attack speed, plus the added chance of magical damage. My final item is the Deathbringer, to really make your auto attacks count. Some alternate items that I use are Void Blade for physical protection, the new Ankh of the Golem for magical protection and physical power, and of course, the Devourer's gloves are at home with the Great Devourer himself. In the end, Bakasura is one of the purest junglers currently in SMITE, and it's very difficult for me to recommend him playing as anything but a jungler. But a brief public service announcement. Jungling does not mean neglecting your team and ignoring communications. You should always be aware of situations in the game, and be able to assist fights in lieu of grabbing another buff at times. With that being said, he is still incredibly fun to play, and there are few physical gods in the game that can beat him damage to damage. Time your exits from the jungle right, and the Great Devourer will feast. Please do subscribe to see a new Introducing the Gods episode every week, normally on Monday. I also have additional SMITE content, in addition to other games. And, as always, feel free to click through to the Pantheons to see past episodes in the series. Thanks for watching.